Welcome back, everybody. So today we're actually going to run all the dual exhaust tubing on the car. Last week we did the headers, which turned out nice. So now we're just going to get ahead and start working on our angle cuts from the headers to the center of the car. We're going to kick that straight back, and then we're going to go up to the mufflers underneath the differential. I'll get the mufflers mocked in place. My goal today is mainly to get everything laid out and tacked in place to where we want it to be, just so we can inspect it for clearance and all that kind of stuff like that. So I'm just going to go ahead now, get underneath the car, and start taking some measurements.
All right, now I'm going to bolt up these collectors. Once I have these in place, I'll be able to start taking some measurements, how to run my tubes backwards here. All right, so I have the pipe kit here all kind of separated. It comes with 4 of these pieces here. 2 I had already cut down, so they're the other 2 lengths. There is 4 U's, 4 90s, and 4 45s. So just to give you an idea, there are the 2 pieces I cut down already, took some measurements, and then I'm going to take 2 45s, and I'm going to duplicate this bend here, something like this, to give you a rough idea, and that'll be 2 duals that'll go all the way back, and something similar to that. So I'm going to just take some measurements, hook this up to the collector underneath the car, and then cut these down. All right, so I was just on the car with these pieces. So I have the straight piece bolted to the collector. So I kind of mock these up underneath the car, and I have a kind of rough idea. I need to go as far up on this piece as possible with this here. So I need to kind of mark on this angle to where it'll almost bottom out. And at that point, I'll mark it, and then I'll back off roughly this, 2.5 inches, and then mark that down here, cut that, get that into place like that, and then hang it on the car and check our angles. Okay, so now I have these pieces here ready to go. They're both the same length. And this left side, driver's side one, I ended up having to shorten 1 inch. I cut everything equal length, just so it's all symmetrical going down the side of the car. This one I cut down 1 inch, mainly because the header is actually 1 inch longer on the driver's side. So I wanted to keep it the same uniform look from underneath the car. So that's what that looks like there. So I'm going to clean off the metal here where each joint is, so I can get a nice clean weld on either side, tack these in place, and then hang them in the car, and then we'll start running these pieces all the way back. All right, so here's a view from underneath the car. See, there's the collectors, goes around the trans, and then at this point, I'm gonna run the 2 straight long pieces all the way back. All right, so I'm gonna make the top part of the mount here. I'm gonna kind of use the same one that was on there, utilizing the factory mount. So what I'm gonna do is use a nut. I made this little bracket here, and I'm gonna put a nut on the back like that. Mount this to here, and then what'll happen is it'll come down and then bolt through there just like how it was originally, like that. So I'm gonna clean this up, get this tacked in place, and then hang it. So I have my bracket just tacked in place real quick with a bolt, and then what I also did down here was I took my reducer, and then I ended up just trimming about 1 inch off of this just to keep this as short as possible back there. All right, so I have the muffler mocked up here. I'll show you what I'm gonna do underneath. So I'm going to 90 off of the muffler back here, like so. And then I'm going to come right into here. I'm gonna end up having to shorten these just to make sure I keep my muffler where I want it here. So I'm gonna just start here, get these pipes cut. I'm gonna cut all the way up to here as close as I can. And then from there, I'll make my measurement for my piece going into here, and then we'll cut these back to fit. Well, so I have that piece cut down here, and you can see it goes right to there. So what I've been doing, every time I make a cut down, I've been grinding down the metal here, just sanding it down to bare metal, so I have a good surface to tack and weld in place here. Because once I get the other side done, I'm going to tack all this in place. And then from here, this is going to be the area where it's going to actually clamp on. I got these 2 stainless steel clamps, and I'm going to mount them like this on here, like that underneath, so you can take off the muffler pipes and then you'll just have the center section there. So now that this is up, I'm going to go cut the other piece here and make the other muffler mount and get that hung in the car. All right, here we go. It's all tacked in place now. Everything's level. So I can just take it out and start welding everything from here.
All right, so that's it for today's video. So we have everything tacked in place now. So the next thing is to pull everything back out, get everything fully welded up completely. A couple little things we gotta add, like the O2 sensor and stuff like that, which we'll get to. So if you enjoyed the video, press like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.